It was finally time to leave Greece, and Monica, a sister who was our taxicab driver, took good care of us. Time for another day of planes, trains, and automobiles. Okay, so we just got to Roma Termini station. It's like a huge hub of all of these all of these trains. I've never been on a train like this, like not a MARTA train, but like a serious cross city, state line, long train. It's busy in here, but the staff is friendly. This girl came up and helped us, so I really appreciate that. Looking forward to it. All in one day, we took the Leonardo Express from the airport to Roma Termini, Italo from Rome to Naples, and the Circumvesuviana from Naples to Sorrento. The ride on the Circumvesuviana was interesting. Walk into our Sorrento Airbnb. It's a beautiful day out here. We've been traveling since 6 a.m. Greek time, and it's 4 o'clock Italy time. So you do the math. Despite all the travel, once we dropped our junk off at the Airbnb, we were off to explore Sorrento. Our first sight to see and an introduction to the beauty in Sorrento was the view from Piazzetta Marinella. We caught a beautiful sunset from here before dinner. Speaking of dinner, we quickly found what would become our favorite restaurant in Sorrento, Il Routine.
I have to do it.
Gotta do it, man.
She's watching me take pictures of everything.
So these things still have like the particles from the sea on it, and it smells like ocean. So you know this thing just came out.
They are so good.
Okay, so this is a pizza. It's called the Sophia Loren. It looked like a calzone or something, but it's like a fried pizza.
Mozzarella, pork, cheek, olive oil, basil, tomatoes, all kinds of amazing deliciousness inside.
This crust almost tastes like a funnel cake or something, like a dessert. It's like pizza bread, but it's fried. I'm gonna have to edit this out. Without exaggerating, I can honestly say this restaurant became one of our favorite memories of Italy. Tonight would not be the last time that we came. So these are these super narrow little, I call them alleys, but apparently they're streets. And I hear somebody coming right now. Look. Crazy. You can't visit Sorrento without visiting the Piazzo Tasso. It's a walking street full of shopping and restaurants unique to this area. Of course, Italy is also known for their leathers, so Mia made sure to check that out.
This is real Italian gelato. Even the ones that I had in Rome did not have this texture and consistency, like this whipped, fatty texture. Oh my goodness, so creamy. This is the first time that I really taste the difference, like they're talking about, from what we have in the States. It's very good.
We discovered that Sorrento definitely has a high-end luxury side if that's what you're into. But it can also be a very laid-back, walkable city. We love just walking around, exploring, and seeing the sights. We walked down to the Peters Beach area next. It was gorgeous. To us, it was still too cold to be out there, but wherever there's water, somebody's gonna be up in there. We did a lot of walking that day. In Europe, you are always walking. But as the day drew to a close, we shut it down with a nice little Moscow mule. The next day was one of our most anticipated yet, exploring the beautiful cities of the Amalfi coastline area. To do this, we hired a driver. His name was easy to remember, David.
Now the first stop will be Positano.
Okay.
Positano, okay.
The legend say the first people who lived on the island were the Sirens, with their song bewitched the sailors, and they clashed on the cliffs. You like Italian food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Went to some restaurant in Sorrento.
We did. We went to Il Ruttino.
In Ruttino.
Yes. Have you heard of that?
Yes, it's a friend of mine. I go there.
Oh, it was the best that we've had
Yeah,
so far.
The pizza is very good.
Oh, yeah.
It's Napolitan style. Alberto is the owner.
Okay.
No, Alberto, the young man, the young guy.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I go there with my wife, with my friend.
Okay.
And the food is good.
What can I say about the South Italian coastline that hasn't been said already? I mean, it's beautiful. It was amazing seeing all these colorful buildings built on the sloping cliffs. How's it feel?
It's freezing. There's nobody in it, and there's a reason. Yeah. The sun isn't even out. Not feet could get used to it. They've gotten used to it, but like the whole body.
Unfortunately, that day it was cool and overcasty. Still, when coming to Italy, you've got to experience Positano at least once. It should be obvious by now, but the drive in itself is amazing.
Here we are in a different town. It's a Praiano, because between Positano and Amalfi, we're crossing several different towns.
Okay.
The first one is Praiano. Here we are still in Praiano. This is Praiano in miniature. So if you don't like the crowds, I don't suggest to stop in Amalfi.
Due to how crazy and touristy Amalfi gets, David recommended visiting the town of Ravello instead.
Because in Amalfi you can see just there is a beautiful church, the cathedral, but it's busy. If you want, I suggest to spend more time in Ravello.
So we're going into Villa Rufolo now. It's €7 a piece, but it's supposed to be beautiful scenery and nature. We learned that Villa Rufolo was originally built in the 1200s, although it's been heavily remodeled since then. You can still see though a lot of the old style beauty in these buildings. Between the historical buildings, manicured gardens, and the amazing mountainside views of the coastline, Ravello was definitely worth the visit. Next, David recommended a great place to eat at Graal Hotel. The view from the balcony was incredible. An amazing view to sit down and have lunch, so I have to admit. Look at this caprese. That is some fresh mozzarella. I've been waiting on that. This is pear tortellinis out here in front of an amazing view.
That's one Vesuvius in front of you.
Oh, okay. We didn't get to climb it this time, but we did see the colossal Mount Vesuvius in the background. In hindsight, I'm so glad we hired a driver. It was a little expensive up front, but not having to navigate these crazy narrow roads and having an experienced guide to tell you the best places to go made it well worth the cost. After a long day of touring the South Italian coast, we made it back to Sorrento, and you already know where we went.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wraps up our first trip to southern Italy, Sorrento, and the Amalfi Coast area. This place was beautiful. We loved the sights, sounds, and food. That also wrapped up our first trip to Europe. We hope to come back, but we will never forget our first time in Greece and Italy. We know we barely scratched the surface of what's here, but hey, that's a reason to come back. Thanks for coming along with us for the ride, and I hope what you saw inspired you to visit.